What is up everyone, my name is Alex and welcome to Financial Freedom Starting From Zero, episode 6. If you're new here, welcome. This is how I started the financial freedom journey from $0 by actually starting from $0 and building financial freedom together with you. So if you want to join me on the journey, feel free to do so. Let's start with the update on my financial journey. We did it! We finally did it. After 6 episodes, we managed to build an emergency fund of $3,000 that's going to cover 3 to 3.5 months of my expenses. That was our first financial independence goal, and I'm so happy and excited that we were able to achieve it. In the next video, I'm going to reveal my store of value of choice, the chosen one, so stay tuned for that. We will discuss more about the changes that are going to come because we hit our first financial goal, and we will move to the second financial goal that we are going to set together in the next video, but that's going to be a topic for the next video. For now, let's move on to the truth about early retirement. This is a topic that I feel is not talked about enough in the financial independence retire early community. Now look, I cannot talk from everyone's perspective because at the end of the day, personal finance is personal for a reason. It's different for everyone. However, I listened to a lot of people and read a lot of stories of people who achieved financial freedom and the so-called early retirement goal. And I want to share with you their perspective as well as mine. As a matter of fact, grab yourself a cup of coffee because I will try to reframe all this through a story. We can definitely enjoy coffee together while watching this video. Before we get into the story, here are a few bits of information that you will need in order to fully understand the story. Make sure you stay till the end of the story to get the hidden gem. So what is financial freedom? Financial freedom or financial independence is when your expenses are covered by your investments or your side hustles that you enjoy doing. I also include the side hustle that you enjoy doing because they play a very important role post-financial independence life. The traditional definition of early retirement is stepping off from work completely and living a life of no to little work from that point on. What I constantly hear when people are referring to early retirement is sitting on a beach with a drink in hand, enjoying the waves and not working another day in the life. Damn, I miss sitting on a beach. But I don't think this early retirement dream is what people actually want. And here's where the story begins. When John started working, he was in a pretty bad spot. He was doing not a meaningful job. He was working long hours with people he did not enjoy working with in a kind of rough environment. And while everyone thought that he made it, he felt miserable inside and decided to find a solution to his problem. He stumbled upon the financial independence retire early movement and decided that early retirement is the goal. From that point on, he decided that he would enjoy great movies, he would read great books, he would watch awesome TV shows, and he would travel a lot. John was quite frugal his entire life and had a decent chunk of savings, enough to cover him for a few years of this early retirement lifestyle. So John decided to step away from work and begin to experiment this early retirement lifestyle. Everything was great for the first month. He enjoyed traveling a lot, he enjoyed reading his favorite books that were on the shelf for a long time because he did not have time to read them. But then suddenly things started to take a turn for the bad. John felt more and more purposeless by the day, and he did not know why because he was living the dream. He had everything he needed. He had great food, a nice shelter, a great relationship, he was traveling, he was able to enjoy everything that he wanted to enjoy at that point, but there was something that was missing. Things got worse and worse and worse until a purposeless, sort of like depression state settled in. John started to do some introspection work, aka sitting on his ass with no distractions, no music, and just a piece of paper in his hand. And he finally figured it out. He was feeling useless, like he did not contribute anything to society. He did not do anything to help those around him, to help the people that he wanted to help. The days did not have a structure, he did not have any goals, and he was not improving himself. Not being productive made John feel miserable, while he realized that he did not have to go all in and work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week just to make ends meet. He needed something, he needed a purpose to strive to. That's when John started to work on improving his skills in areas that interested him. Some proved to be quite boring after a while, but some were so interesting that sparked something inside him that still excites him to this day. What's more interesting is that all those feelings of purposeless and depression-like disappeared instantly when John decided that he was going to pursue things that interested him, when he was going to work towards acquiring skills that he was interested in acquiring in order to help others. When John set the goal for himself that was worth pursuing for him, he started working harder than ever before and with more passion than ever before. But here is the gem. What looked like work to others, it felt like play to John. John discovered that it was never about early retirement in the sense of not doing anything for the rest of his life. He discovered that it was always about the financial freedom to choose the life that he wants, the work that he wants, and doing it the way that he wants to do it. It was then that John realized that he did not have to sacrifice today for an imaginary tomorrow. That today is complete in and of itself because he has everything that he needs without needing to sacrifice anything for an imaginary tomorrow. John's story is a summary of 1,000 plus hours of listening to podcasts and reading books on financial independence and early retirement and financial freedom. While I believe this might be the case for about 80% of the people, I cannot speak for everyone, but I can only share with you my own personal experience because I've been through a similar journey as John. I, for example, would be miserable if I would be sitting all day and doing nothing. Like, for example, today is an off day for me, but I love doing this. Like, I like filming videos. I like improving myself. I like improving my speech to deliver better videos. I like to improve my storytelling. Maybe the John story sucked, but well, at least I am trying to improve. So that gives me purpose, that gives me joy and happiness. And if I would not have anything to do, I would go nuts. Yes, financial freedom allows us to pursue early retirement if that's something that we actually want. But that's not the goal for me. What I found out through all those stories and experiences that I gathered along the way is that people want early retirement because they hate their jobs. When I'm talking about jobs, I'm talking about either the actual work that people are doing or the environment that they are working in, or their boss, or whatever the case may be. They dislike that and they think they want early retirement, but in fact, many of those people want the financial freedom to be able to step away from that toxic environment. And that environment or that job might be awesome for another person, but it's toxic for them. And financial freedom would give them the ability to step away from that place and move on to something that might interest them a lot more and that would give them joy, purpose, and fulfillment. So the truth is, I don't want early retirement. I want the financial freedom to be able to choose to spend my time the way that I want to spend my time and to choose the work that I want to do the way that I want to do it, without worrying of running out of money or without worrying about covering my basic expenses like food, shelter, medical expenses, and whatever else. Moving on to part 3, the Q&A and the summary section, because we have no questions yet, I will leave you with a very short summary. So what I found out is that deep down, people don't want early retirement in the sense of not doing anything for the rest of their life, but they want the financial freedom to be able to step away from the work that they dislike and move on to something that's more purposeful for them. So the truth about early retirement is this. In the long run, it's not about sitting on a beach and not doing anything day after day after day after day. It's about having the financial freedom to be able to choose to do that if that's what you desire right then and there. I hope you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed this perspective, and until next time, take care, have a wonderful day, and don't forget that you are amazing.